Hey, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, it doesn't work without you guys. So let's get open for business here and let's wake up the football guys. Wake up, wake up, wake up. There you go. Wake up, guys. Okay, so some important things have happened actually last night. The NFL has put off by 2 days the designation of the franchise tag from from February 25th to the 27th. So from Tuesday to Thursday. And they've moved the period from the 10th of March to the 12th. The reason being is because the NFLPA, they thought we're going to vote on the collective bargaining agreement on Friday. They had the conference call with the players and everything else. There was a lot of confusion, a lot of questions and things like that. And they're kicking it back probably to the NFL to say, we want some more. So that did not happen on Friday. The NFLPA is talking about having another conference call and or vote on Tuesday. Now, why is this significant? Because of this. If a new deal is not passed by Thursday, and unless the NFL moves the franchise tag days, there are then two tags that you can use: franchise tag and transition tag. And if the Cowboys don't get Dak Prescott's deal done by the 12th, then you can only use one if there's a new deal, which means that Amari Cooper's deal has to either be done or he's a free agent. And the same thing with Byron Jones. So it's important that either we have one tag or we have two tags. And since the Cowboys don't seem to be in a hurry or have any urgency on anything, since we've been waiting for Dak Prescott to get paid, and quite honestly, last year I sat here and said this exact same thing. I feel like a broken record, but I said the clock is ticking on Dak Prescott. It would behoove you to get a deal done before Russell Wilson's. And I'm going to say, Dallas Cowboys, it would behoove you to get the deal done for Dak Prescott before Pat Mahomes, because the price will go up. I'm not saying he should get Pat Mahomes money, but Pat Mahomes is going to blow the roof off the sucker. Now, the other reason why there may not be an urgency for the Dallas Cowboys right now is, one, they enjoy the drama that we hear, of course, constantly talking about the Dallas Cowboys and Dak Prescott. But it may be a shift in philosophy. Hear me out here. It might be that they're planning on letting Amari Cooper test the market. Let him go out there and see what he can get and see if they can sign him. It might be the same thing with Byron Jones. Here's the way it hit me last night. We were doing a live stream with my new camera last night outside, and it kind of hit me. Here's the thing. I like to say, what would New England do? New England, you want to figure out what those guys have been doing and emulate them, because they have been the biggest dynasty in the history of the NFL. That they have broken all the norms, where you got a 42-year-old quarterback who's still playing an elite level. But year after year after year, they're winning. They're having winning seasons when everybody else is turning over. So you want to figure out, what are they doing, and let me have a couple of servings of it. New England wouldn't have signed D-Law. They let Trey Flowers go. Without even a second thought. There was no discussion of, should we pay this guy? Or there was no holdout and waiting for him to get his shoulder worked on. And the reason why I bring up D-Law, I'm not saying that was a mistake or not. Time will tell if it was or not. But when you say, we can't live without that guy, I want you to think about this. If we had not signed him last year, that's $20 million more you have in cap space from last year. Instead of us having 77, right now you got 98 million on the cap. But then you say, but man, the talent he's got. Well, the reality is we got 5.5 sacks. I know a lot of pressures, but here's the thing that's interesting still. You also then have this year's money added on to that. So instead of having that money where we started out, we also have another 21 million. So now you're looking at saying, I got 100, what is that, 119 million? So you'd lose that one guy, but now you got $42 million in cap space. And you could look at saying, okay, we can get 2 or 3 guys. Maybe instead of D-Law, you got to have edge rushers. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying that this is the philosophy of what New England looks at. You looked at what you got from Robert Quinn for $8 million. If we had an additional $42 million right now, and the other thing it would have given you is this. Here's the real kicker. If DeMarcus Lawrence ended up going elsewhere, you know he would have been signing a big contract. We probably would have gotten a 3rd-round draft pick in place of it as a compensatory pick. So it may be that the Cowboys are looking and saying, you know, if Byron Jones goes and he ends up getting all of this, deal out there, we save that $13-14 million on the cap. Not only this year, but next year and year after, we have that money to spend, and we also get maybe a 4th-round compensatory pick. If we let Amari Cooper go, Amari Cooper is probably going to sign a big contract with somebody. Or maybe the interest isn't there, that people have question marks. And maybe you can get him for a better deal. But if he does sign a big contract, maybe we get a 3rd round. So now all of a sudden you do those things, and now you got a 3rd and a 4th. Maybe you can package that up and get a 2nd. And you have flexibility that you can fill in holes with money. We have forever said we can't win without that guy. We went through and we signed a Jay Ratcliffe, Miles Austin, a Marion Barbarian, a Terrence Newman. We've gone through and said that we have to have those guys. And we've held on to them, and we've had big contracts, and we ended up going through cap hell. Now I know what you guys are going to say now too. Oh, but Mark, yeah, we shouldn't pay Dak. Let him go ahead and go. Well, quarterback is a little different. You're not going to find quarterbacks that are able to do what Dak Prescott does very easily. A lot of y'all forgot the time between Troy Aikman and Tony Romo. A lot of you guys haven't had to deal with the pain of a Cleveland Brown that have been trying to find a quarterback since they became the Cleveland Browns again after their Cleveland Browns went to Baltimore, changed their name, and won 2 Super Bowls. A lot of you haven't been through the Washington Redskins situation where, after their Super Bowl runs, that it's just been quarterback after quarterback after quarterback after quarterback after quarterback trying to find that guy. So you can use that philosophy if you want and go ahead, because I did actually see somebody say that literally if we don't pay Dak Prescott, we can keep everybody else and we're good. Well, okay. If that's the way you want to look at it, then that's fine. But I have to disagree with that statement and think that it's a little bit off. But heck, what do I know? I'm a guy with a day job and a voodoo doll. So we'll just have to leave it at that. So it's Sunday, and as they say, poor people have to work, and I've got to go ahead and hit the road. I've got to do some more painting. I've got to edge up all those walls and stuff and get that squared away. I need to get that done, and then I got to play around at the studio. I've got some recording to do for the wife, and I got to take a lot of this stuff mobile, and I need to go do a test run on the site this afternoon. So no rest for the weary. And of course, I've got a couple of those shot glass racks I got to get finished as well. Let's see, is there anything else to add? DC Defenders, who they play today? Los Angeles? Yeah, Michael's looking like a zombie over there. He was out doing deliveries late last night. But guys, I want to thank everybody who came in on our live stream last night. Test run on the Mevo camera went pretty good. Got some other equipment for the microphone set, so that way I can get better sound out there when I'm doing videos and things. And we're going to keep on doing what we're doing. And it's all a thank you to you guys for helping support the channel, so that way we can really try and take this to the next level. I'm Mark Holmes, and I'll see you guys soon.